What's going on, all you sports and gambling fans out there? Today, we're looking at some NCAA basketball betting coverage. And joining me here, SBR contributor Dave Golikoff. And the game we're covering, the Wisconsin Badgers going up against the Duke Blue Devils. So the Badgers, they were able to do something that not many expected, but they did. They ruined the perfect season for the Kentucky Wildcats, avenging a 2014 Final Four loss to them this Saturday with that emotional 71-64 victory. Now, considering that Wisconsin is in the national championship game for the first time since winning the title game in 1941, what do you expect to see from them in this spot, Dave?
Well, I expect to see more of what we saw from them against Kentucky, what we saw against Arizona, and what we've seen from them pretty much all year. This is a strong Wisconsin team, not only at the offensive end, as we've seen with Decker and Kaminsky, very fluid offensively. They're actually a really good defensive team as well. They're very balanced. They're well coached. They have experience. A lot of good things going for them, and their confidence is sky high right now after knocking off not only Arizona, but Kentucky as well. I mean, those are considered two of the strongest teams in the tournament, and Wisconsin edged them in both spots. I think if you're looking at Wisconsin here, you have to like a number of things. They have the edge in experience. We talk about this one-and-done era. Only Anthony Davis and Michael Kidd-Gilchrist from Kentucky were champions in this one-and-done era. Duke, for the most part, very inexperienced team. You mentioned Wisconsin was in the Final Four last year. They're back again and going further, so this is an experienced team. And I think their defense is a big key here too. So I think Wisconsin's played a tougher schedule so far. They've played and survived closer games. They're very balanced at both ends of the floor. There's a lot of things to like about Wisconsin in this spot.
All right, now on the other side of the court, we have the Blue Devils, who took Saturday's first semifinal with an 81-61 triumph against Michigan State. And this game coming up is going to pretty much be a rematch of a December 3rd contest that saw Duke take care of Wisconsin 80-70, giving the Badgers one of their 3 losses in the season and their only home defeat so far in the season as well. So, do you think that Duke could actually pull it off again, Dave?
Yeah, I think they definitely can. This is going to be one heck of a contest, and definitely a close contest. When you take a look at Duke, the argument for Duke here is, hey, they went into Madison and they beat Wisconsin earlier this year. They beat them handily, winning 80-70. And now all of a sudden, on a neutral site setting, they're an underdog. So a lot to like about Duke in that respect. We talk about Wisconsin being this good defensive team. Well, they gave up 80 points to Duke in that matchup, and only 13 of it was to Jahlil Okafor. For anyone thinking that Okafor had some kind of crazy 40-point game and all that, that wasn't the case. Okafor only had 13 in that contest. The issue for Wisconsin was that they had no answers at the defensive end for Duke. Duke shot, I believe it was well over 60%, shot 58% from 3, hit 13 free throws. They did whatever they wanted on the offensive end. And the issue is that Duke has basically done whatever they wanted on the offensive end in this tournament. They faced a couple of good defensive teams in the second and third rounds against Utah and San Diego State. No problems there. Run and gun with Gonzaga, no problem. Michigan State, remember all the stuff we heard about the Spartans defense and how they stifled all these teams, blah, blah, blah. Well, Duke hung a crooked number on them too. So if you like Duke in this spot, you're just expecting to see more of what you've seen so far this season, i.e. the previous meeting with Wisconsin, as well as what we've seen from Duke in this tournament. So a lot of things to like about Duke in this spot as well.
All right, I think it was about 65% that they shot that day in that game against Wisconsin. Anyways, the Badgers are favored by a single point in this case. And considering the magnitude of this game, what's the best play? Should we lay or take the point, man?
I'm actually going to avoid the side here. I just think the margins here are so narrow, and I think, going into this game, I think I've highlighted a lot of good points that you can say for either team. I think there's it's a coin flip matchup in my opinion, but there's a lot of things that you can really point to and say, hey, I like Duke, or hey, I like Wisconsin. I think a lot of it's fair. So for me, I'm going to stay away from the side, and I'm going to go over the number. I think that Duke is going to have their way with Wisconsin's defense. I think we're going to see a high-scoring game here. Wisconsin coming back, this thing will be tit for tat for quite some time. We saw 150 points in the first meeting. I think we'll see, we saw 150 points in that meeting, and the total here is 139, 140, 10 points lower. Fair enough, but I think we'll see an over in this spot. I think we'll see close to 150 points again in what should be a high-scoring game, in my opinion. I think there's lots of offensive weapons, and I think the defense is not going to be something that shines tonight.
All right, man. Without a doubt, it's definitely going to be a great game. And as always, Dave, thanks for the insights and the pick. We'll pick it up again soon. Everyone else, don't forget to check back with Dave tomorrow for some more sports coverage and your free picks. Till then, for SBR Picks, this is Dax Floyd.